Hey guys, Yxlarb here, and I'm finally back with some Sonic Adventure DX. I know it's been a little while since you guys have seen a walkthrough part for this game, and we ended it off with the big story last time. For those of you who don't pay attention to Facebook, which you really should, because then you won't be confused / angry when things like this happen. I was actually on vacation the last couple of weeks, and Bosniancheese had the recording equipment. He's actually recording a solo walkthrough of his own right now, which you'll probably see sometime in February. We're just trying to get far ahead right now. But anyway, let's just jump right on in without all these crazy introductions to E102 Gamma's story.
Preparation complete.
Excellent! All systems, full power! Look at me! I'm your brilliant creator, Dr. Robotnik. You're the second of my E100 model machines. E102, codename Gamma.
Gamma.
That's right. You will now obey only me.
Alright, here we are, playing as Gamma for the first time, who is a different character than most. Kind of the same way Big is, and we're in the Eggman base, and there's Eggman right there who we have to talk to, so I'm not going to get to introduce Gamma too much, but we'll get into that here in a second.
The shooting range is through this door. Your big brother, E101 Beta, is there practicing. Enter, Gamma! You're not as advanced as Beta is, but you'll do fine.
Alright, so apparently we've got other robots like us. We are labeled as E102. We're part of the E-Series robots, and basically our mechanic is shooting. We've got a laser, and when we aim at something, it will be marked and targeted, and then we launch. And we're timed. That's basically the gimmick of Gamma here, and we're right in his stages. I mean, we're just thrown right into the gameplay. It's kind of cool, actually. And you can, what I like to do is just mash the B button. You can string up combos by targeting a bunch at once, and see you get massive time boosts. You start out with 3 minutes, but you really don't need that much time. In fact, we've got so much time here, I don't really have to rush through it all. Basically, the Sonic doll you have to end up hitting 3 times, and that's all. That's the mission. Look at that. I mean, even with all those time boosts, it's kind of frustrating because it doesn't tell you how long the stage took. It tells you how much time you had left, so you have to do the math yourself for that. Alright, now we gotta go find Eggman again. Nope, not that way. Who is downstairs. I thought so.
Good job, Gamma. I didn't think you had what it takes. Okay then, Gamma. Here's your test. If you want to stay on board, you must be able to pass it. So pay attention to what I say. The almighty egg carrier is a flying fortress that needs a good crew. Come forth, Beta! I'd like you to meet your older brother, E101. Just call him Beta. I am pitting the two of you against each other, and the winner serves on my ship. I put my bets on Beta, but I owe you at least a fair chance.
And here's our first boss fight. And no, this won't be like the Big or Amy story where you just have one kind of worthless boss. We actually have few boss fights. Now Beta does have the advantage because he has a lot of upgrades that we don't have access to, and he's done for. Wow. Yes, he genuinely does have the advantage in terms of the parts he has. Unfortunately, his AI is not as advanced as my brain, so you have me to thank for that.
Oh, you surprised me, Gamma. I had a funny feeling there was more to you than meets the eye. I hereby grant Gamma permission to serve on board the egg carrier. What? So you want to come along with us, eh? Okay. We could always use a spare set of parts, I guess. You have special permission. Aha! Testing 1, 2, 3. You, the elite egg carrier crew, are here today to hear a very special announcement. Behold, it's a tailed frog. Very unique. This frog is absolutely vital to my plans. I command you to locate this frog immediately! You hear me? I don't care what it takes to get it. Just bring it to me! We haven't got time to waste, so come to attention!
Alright, there's Cream the Rabbit again. I almost always say Cream the Cheese because it's always cream with cheese. And there she is. Finally get close enough to her. She makes an appearance in every one of the character stories, so there we go. But anyway, we finally have break. We finally have a break in the action long enough to actually explain Gamma. So, as you guys already know, you got this laser, and you can aim at things. There's nothing around here to aim at, but then you can shoot. So, unless you specifically target something, you cannot shoot. That's a thing. You can jump decently high, you know, much higher than big, of course. So that's nice. There's not too much else we can do right now. There's no rolling or anything, but if you walk fast enough, you'll eventually go into this mode, which is really cool because unlike the other characters, your fast mode is never exited out of until you jump. So you'll stay in this quote-unquote fast mode, the fastest Gamma can go until you jump, or yeah, basically only when you jump. Now let's see. Look, see, same problem as Big. You can walk through this, but until you jump into it. Yeah, so now we know where to go. But yeah, why is that? Why do we have to jump into it? Clearly we're tall enough to touch it. I don't know. Okay, seriously? What's going on here? No, not that way. Wait, no, yes, that way. Yeah, I just got all turned around there for a second. But if you go over water, being a robot, this is actually a nice little touch. Since we're a robot, we probably can't do too well in the water, so we go into this little hover mode with our helicopter blades. Now, the thing I don't understand is why can't we go into this mode normally, just to, you know, float or fly even. So you can jump in the mode too, which is kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, get out of the speed mode. You gotta shoot these three to open up the way to Emerald Coast, which is our second stage. We're just flying through these already. There's a lot of action in Gamma's story, and it's actually, if not, well, I don't know if anyone's ever called it the best story, but it's definitely one of the best in my opinion and a lot of people's opinions. Just because, you know, it's actually sort of meaningful, unlike a lot of the other ones that are just kind of filler stories. I mean, the idea, first of all, is, you know, quite genius because, you know, we're playing as essentially a bad guy, you know? We're looking at this from a completely different point of view, and that's nice because, you know, you're not just getting the same old boring, oh, we all have the same sort of goal, you know, storylines, you know, like Amy, you know, who's just kind of like a tag-along, or Big, who's just kind of filler. This one definitely, you know, feels meaningful, and there's Froggy, actually, and you guys already know why we're looking for Froggy. And, you know, we have so much time in this mission, I'll actually just explain some stuff. We already know why we're looking for him, because he has A, Chaos Emerald, and B, Chaos's tail, so we're trying to get both of those things. But also, why would Eggman ever say something like, oh, the winner of this fight, you know, Beta or Gamma gets to be a part of the crew? I mean, the other ones obviously didn't have to prove themselves. I mean, they were created after us, and they didn't have to fight each other. Plus, why would you ever deny extra help? I mean, what's wrong with just having an extra robot, especially one that's different from the rest? I mean, as you saw, all four E102, us through E105, all have the same blaster and same setups, unlike Beta, who actually has, you know, missiles and such. So, I don't know. Just weird to me, but whatever. Let's continue. Grab Froggy. Now, the weird thing here, you probably noticed, is that in Big Story, you see Gamma physically take Froggy from Big. Here, that doesn't happen. Not in Gamma's story. Not from his point of view. Which is weird, but whatever. There's already so many holes.
Must determine location. Accessing data. No data found. Location unknown. This presents a problem.
I always found that sort of funny. Now, I want to point out a couple things about Gamma before we move on. First of all, I like how he has those little exhaust pipes, even though, you know, he probably doesn't run on fuel. He runs on electricity, I'd assume. You know, that's just I think that's a safe assumption. The other thing I wanted to point out is that his voice, you know, obviously he's a robot. You know, you wouldn't expect him to really have any sort of human-like voice. It's very robot-like, and I like that in some ways, you know, in terms of his design and all that, but honestly, you know, it doesn't make him as personable. I'm sure a lot of you understand that. I mean, when you can't hear emotion coming from his voice, or not very well at least, you know, it's harder to connect with him. So that's kind of a weird thing. But, you know, just an observation. We're going to continue on. Come on, mode change. Tank mode, baby.
Change.
I'm sorry. I see you must not be one of them, huh? Did you notice the presence guarding these children? He's a very loving and gentle creature. These little creatures are too vulnerable without its protection. This protection allows them to continue seeing in peace. Even I My father is trying to take their sacred home. It seems his heart is closed off to us all. My true hope is that someday we'll understand each other.
This frog's the one we want. No, here's the real one. My frog is the right one.
Ah, dummies, 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 dummies! None of you got the right one. We must find the frog with Chaos's tail. That same frog has also swallowed a Chaos Emerald. Huh? Ah, there it is, right there. I'm proud of you, Gamma. I knew you'd be of use to me. All you worthless hunks of junk, be gone! You will get a new assignment. This one's easy. Go to the room through that last door. Once there, you'll find a girl and a bird. Just get me that bird. Now, go!
Is this the one? Beta. This is the wrong room.
Alright, well, obviously a lot happened there, so I think I'm going to take the time, at least for a little bit, just to explain some stuff that's going on. So, as we probably know by this point, if you don't, then I don't know. Whatever. Chaos seems to be, you know, a guardian of the Chow. You can kind of see it in the name. Chaos and Chow, you know, just missing the S, whatever. And, at the beginning of Sonic's story, Eggman calls Chaos the god of destruction. Obviously, he's not portrayed that way into Call's eyes, so I don't know if it's ever explicitly stated anywhere that he is an actual god. We just know that he's a protector of the Chow, so I guess he's kind of their god. But also, another thing, you know, continuing on with the point about Beta earlier, why would... Okay, first of all, those other robots were idiots. They brought one yellow, one pink, and one purple frog. Obviously, the frog in the picture was green, so even if they looked like they had long tails, why would the frog be a different color, you know? So that was ridiculous of them. So they probably deserved to get thrown off the ship, which is what happened, in case you didn't notice that. But, why would Eggman want less help? I mean, even if they're a little incompetent, you know, you can always use a little extra firepower, but that's just me. And obviously, what just happened there, we walked into that room and we saw Beta. And, like, you could tell by the music and just by Gamma's sort of silence and shock, he was just mortified by what he saw. Now, the weird thing about that is, you know, obviously, you know, the robots are made and upgraded, I'd assume, in a very similar fashion to what he just saw. But to him, it seemed as though, you know, he was, you know, being, I guess, torn apart or just being hurt or punished in some way. And even though, you know, it's not exactly, we're not exactly sure what was going on, Gamma just fears what's happening. And he's obviously worried about Beta. So that's supposed to make us feel, you know, kind of not really scared, but a little mortified, which, you know, it's kind of hard to understand why, because, you know, robots are made in some way and upgraded as well, so you could just assume that he's being upgraded. But I don't know. I'm just basically going off of what the story writers probably wanted you to think. Anyway, don't want to drag on too much longer. This video's getting long enough, and we've got more cutscenes coming up. So, you know, one of the most in-depth stories in Sonic Adventure DX will have to wait until tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm happy to be back. I'll see you guys in the next part.